Hey everyone, let's talk Loadout a little bit more and go with the zero budget mod project. I'm that old Nerf guy, welcome to that. What do I mean by zero budget mod project? It's a project that you're gonna mod your blaster without buying anything. Each and every part should be recovered from other blaster, of course, apart from maybe glue, hot glue, tape, whatever you're gonna use that you have in your supply. But you don't have to go to a store for this modification. And the blaster in question today, it's a blaster I already presented you, but it was like semi-working. Let's say it was 85% working because it was only chambering on Dragon Dart. This is gonna be my Sonic Green Stampede. This Sonic Green Stampede project started with the zero budget in mind, because I started the project, as you saw in the original video that I made in phase 1, that I reused the dart gate from a Nexus Pro inserted into the dart gate of the Stampede, and the Nexus Pro pusher installed on the plunger pusher assembly for the Stampede. Back then, the project was okay. The FPS were a little inconsistent and not quite the same because the dart was kind of chipping at the end on the dart gate itself. Since then, because I showed you in the video when I built the dart gate, I kept the dart tube channel in there. I inserted this metal dart guide, which is basically a pegboard hook, a 4-inch pegboard hook that I cut down and installed in the hole, fixed it there, but there was still a millimeter clearance to cover over there. So instead of going with tape, I just sleeved the little hook with PVC hose to give it a nice, smooth, slick finish. And it's keeping my dart at the right height for the chambering, so now no more dart chipping. So now I can use regular dart, I can use foam dart instead of just the expanded PPE Dragon Dart in that blaster, which is a big improvement. And for reliability, it is awesome. I mean, this thing chambers and fires really well. Since last time, I brought down the spring rate a bit because I didn't want to wear anything in the internal. I don't have metal internal, and I wanted to keep it as zero budget as possible. So I just took a spare spring that I had lying around, which is about the same length, which is a little bit softer than what I put in my first mod guide, but a little bit harder than the regular Stampede spring. It's like in between what I had. But this thing with this spring gave me quite good result. I tried it with the used regular dart, and in the chrono test, the used regular dart, I had 3 that were really used, they really crushed, that didn't read really high. But for the rest, the performance were really acceptable, over 100 FPS, and this thing is precise. This is amazing. And when I switch over to brand spanking new Bamboo 2.0 dart, then the FPS went straight to 135 and kept pretty regular, except for one dart that for whatever reason didn't fire as hard during the fire test. I'm gonna show you the fire test first, and then we're gonna come back for it. As you could see, this thing is almost surgical. I didn't miss one dart, even on automatic fire. It was Bamboo 2.0 inside of this thing, going at about 135 FPS. Even on automatic, this thing is pretty incredible for what it is. For the battery, yeah, I didn't go with D-cell battery because D-cell battery are quite expensive and that would ruin the zero budget mod. For this kind of project, normally I would take a springer, but this is an electric springer. This is more than a flywheel. For me, this is crazy. And the way it's configured right now, if you use only regular dart, this is ready for HVZ. This is really something awesome as it is. But for the power supply, I ended up recovering the battery from the RC tank from New Bride that I reviewed maybe 2 years ago. It was this small tank, not very precise, not very powerful as a blaster, not very, like pretty much just okay as an RC. So it was a toy, but there was a 9.6 volt rechargeable lithium ion battery in that thing. And that 9.6 volt battery pack that is inside, I recovered the battery tray from the tank itself. The tank was collecting dust, not doing anything, and the only thing I wanted to recover from that tank was the turret. So the turret is still intact. I just took the battery tray from under the tank, insert the battery there. This battery is easy to recharge, not long lasting because it's a very small pack, but it's enough to power this blaster. Like pretty good. And it cost me $0. And it's rechargeable, so I can still use it. So all in all, besides from having this blaster in my possession, didn't cost me a dime to put it to this level, make it half dart. Talon magazine is any magazine you have at home. The adapter was recovered, originally was a Nexus Pro adapter, but it was cut down for making an adapter into my Fire Phoenix. This thing is the Max Striker adapter, pretty much perfect in that thing. It worked flawlessly. I even tried it with a worker Talon adapter, works flawlessly. So this thing is pretty much complete as it is, and it basically cost me one old blaster that I had, and it's even better. Even for the barrel was recovered from other project. As I said, it's a 13x16 regular barrel. If you have a Nexus barrel, it will do the trick in your stuff, and you probably have it, since if you are doing this exact mod with the gate and the pusher, that means you already put a new barrel into your Nexus. $0 project mod are possible. This is a good example of it, and it gives a really good and potent blaster out of it. Yeah, I think that's it for this small video. In the meantime, you can always follow me on Facebook and Instagram at that old Nerf guy. Please leave a like and comment, subscribe for more content. Don't forget to hit that bell to stay notified for my latest video. This was Dave Fatag. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.